conservative level 1s from both sides. No one taking any risks right now. Now, traditionally, the KT Bullets have had a pretty weak level 1.
Yeah.
They don't group very often. They frequently fan out, and sometimes they're vulnerable to 5-man level 1 plays. But I think they fixed a lot of these issues right now. We haven't seen that weakness too much this season.
Yeah.
And no deep wards, no lane wards either. So everybody just playing this as cautiously, as by the books as possible.
You really can't
in the
blame
first
them.
game.
I mean, this is the grand finals, and this has huge worlds implications as well. As you saw, Score and Mafa going right through the ward there, and now the mid lane battle between Ryu and Faker has begun. It looks like we will be getting a tent. Nice. They're actually erecting a tent over us right now, guys. How cool is that? Or at least the Creamcasters got one. Hopefully we can too. Insect taking wolves, actually.
Okay, well, we do see Score and Mappa up in that top lane, so we do have a 1v2 scenario. And yeah, they're just trying to help Insect get a little experience, because right now he'd just be denied. Yeah, he'd just be denied in that lane anyway. We do see that Piglet and Mondu are piling the wave right there, doing a slow push, accumulating as many minions as possible. But on the other side of the map, look at Score and Mappa. They pushed as fast as they could into that turret.
That's what you got to do with Fiddlesticks and Ezreal, or Fiddlesticks and anybody, really. And so, Impact needs to be a little bit careful here.
So yeah, coming into this, the team composition is pretty standard for SK Telecom. Of course, the idea is to blood boil that Vayne, get her into a late game monster, and it's up to Piglet's positioning and the peel provided by Nunu and Kennen and Sona.
Right.
In order to protect him. Now, my concern, Doa, with the composition from SK Telecom is that they lack a reliable initiation.
That's the thing. I mean, when it comes to those big team fights, you really do have to wonder how they're going to go in. I mean, do they need to set that? I mean, well, the question is, how much are they going to be relying on the supports here for that?
Yes, exactly. And having to rely on a flash crescendo in order to initiate is not the best thing ever, or a new flank, something like that, but you're basically ensuring that you have to engage with flash. So that's not the best way to do things if you're SK Telecom, but if you get engaged into, you have lots of peel. Now, if KT Bullets play out their comp, they can play this as a pick composition. They've got that single target damage, or single target CC with Elise and Fiddlesticks, and then they have a lot of burst potential coming out of Gragas. So KT Bullets, if they can get towers, they may ward up and start looking for picks, and just avoiding this AoE CC altogether.
Well, we'll see. All right, we do have that 2v1 in the bot lane. Mondu, Piglet, of course. I'm excited to see Piglet on Vayne too. I do like it. And I mean, if you think about it this way, Piglet has had, conceivably the best Vayne in the world to train with over this last week. I'm sure Imp has been teaching him plenty of tricks on that one. Yeah,
we did see MVP Ozone all together with SK Telecom right before the match. Of course, MVP Ozone, they really want SKT to take this one because that will guarantee Ozone a slot at the World Championship. They will not have to go through that qualifier.
Yeah, they're really invested in that. And I mean, SK Telecom, either way, they'll be in the qualifier, but if they win today, they'll take that third place spot and only need to play one best of 5 rather than 3 from getting 5th if they lose tonight. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Oh, wow, Faker's so low already.
He is the Ignite, can't quite tick him down, but that's a huge win for Ryu in the mid lane. Faker, of course, the consummate duelist, losing his first duel of the grand finals.
The thing about Faker, though, is every time we see him in this situation, it's so rare for him to die. He's very calculated. He also absorbed the Ignite. He now has the Ignite on his side. In general, wow, Impact taking a lot of damage. That's the danger of that Fiddle Fear.
Man. Yeah, you have to be really careful not to get hit by that tag when you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I mean, just to go back to what you were talking about, Monte Cristo, it is so impressive that you can play a champion like Orianna as Faker and not die in those situations. Orianna, of course, one of the champions that probably has one of the least abilities to get away. You've got Command Protect, but that's about it. You've got your slow, but not a lot of gap separators, or gap creators, I should say.
Absolutely. Well, fortunately, he did keep all of his summoners up, so he does have that flash should he need it if Cacao decides to do something a little bit more aggressive here in the laning phase. But, yeah, the KT Bullets pushing very hard. And Kakao did a good job of reverse shoving bot lane, so that bought a little more time on that turret.
Right. All right, well, that turret very low now. Bengi coming up to help continue to support it. His hands are glowing with fire. Yeti fire.
And that's the dangerous thing about picking Nunu, too, and why we've seen him fall a little bit out of favor, is that if he has to come help his top laner in a 2v1, yes, he has Consume, but not the world's best wave clear. So it's not as effective as shoving back out. Meanwhile, Elise has a little bit more AoE. And the other thing, too, is that the all-in potential for Elise and Jarvan, the kill potential if they go on the 2v2 is very high.
Oh, speaking of kill potential, there's the distance immediately. Put that down on himself just in case Kakao is going to try to repel onto him.
And we have a lane swap coming in, actually, as we see the dual lane heading top, and Insect is all over that.
Yeah, look at that fast drag. And the ultimate pop. They're going to chase Score and Mafa out of lane for now. Yeah, push it back a little bit, but that's okay because they want to keep that attention off of the Dragon Pit right now, where Insect and Kakao are taking it.
Absolutely fantastic objective control from the KT Rollster Bullets so far. They have that turret nearly dead in the top lane. They punish that rotation so hard.
Well, they've shown themselves to be one of the best teams at sneaking those objectives, sneaking so many early Barons throughout the season, so many Dragons, and we're seeing it again tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. What a great play from the KT Bullets.
Oh, yeah.
So they do take that lead, even though they didn't get that top lane turret. They still turned that pressure into something, and that is whoever can do that better is going to win tonight. Absolutely, because right now the current metagame of League of Legends is all about the lane play, all about that objective control, and who can get a lane advantage and turn it into a pretty large snowball into a split pushing or a pick competition in the late game.
Well, if anyone's going to help you snowball, it's going to be Bengi on Nunu.
That's true.
He's built for it. All he has to do is press a button and snowballs appear. Well, Impact bouncing on one leg in the bot lane. It's good to keep your dexterity up, I guess, while you're waiting for the lane to push. And here comes Kakao up to the top lane. He may decide to come around from behind on Piglet and Mandu. No, going up through the river. He will be spotted by that ward, though.
Yeah, great warding so far from SK Telecom. They don't want to take any more risks. But look at all of the pinks distributed through the river by the KT Bullets right now. They're trying to keep eyes on Nunu. And you'll notice that they have it by the lane entrances so they can watch and see if Nunu is going to be counter jungling. And here he comes through Tribe Rush.
Here he comes. Yeah, Score, Arcane shifting away. And they're waiting. There's a snowball in the Mafa. Will they get it? Will this be first blood? It will be, but it will be for Score. They trade. But it's going to be a jungler for a a double kill for Score! A huge beginning for him. Piglet having to use his ultimate to get away. And that did not work out at all for SK Telecom. Great play from Score and Kakao in that top lane.
And that's one of the reasons why we don't see that much Nunu anymore. The kill potential with the jungler in any even situation, either a duo lane or a solo top lane, if you have Elise on the other team, so dangerous to all in there.
And on top of that, the first turret goes to KT as well. Really, really nice start there. 2v3.
So SK Telecom, now they've got some problems. They do have arguably a more complete 5v5 composition. And SK Telecom is one of the few Korean teams that really likes to split push with Vayne. So they could do a decent 4-1 split push, sending the rest of their team into one lane and trying to rely on Piglet to take it home. But it's going to be a little bit rough, and it's going to take a lot of time for Piglet to get back into this. Fortunately, he has that kill right now, but he's lacking that global gold and additionally being a kill behind Score at this point.
Right, and I mean, with that build, the blue build from Ezreal coming out for Score, it's so great that he got those first 2 kills. Get a really good start to that. Shave some time off it. Bengi.
Yeah, they were trying to get it right there, discourage him from coming into that bottom lane, and they do chase him off. He has to take a longer road around, be a little more cautious. But the big difference here, Doha, is that Score got a very early sheen after his tier. And that's going to allow him to push these turrets even harder than he was before. So Ezreal and Fiddlesticks are a massive concern right now for SK Telecom. And you can see that they're aggressively rotating their duo against that pair just because that's pretty much all they can do to stop this.
They already won the 2v3, so It's going to make Bengi maybe a little bit afraid to come in and try something else. We'll see. Cow lurking in the jungle as well.
Look at this. They're already formatting. They need to stop this.
Yeah. We'll see if they can. Offense score kiting backwards. There's a fear on the impact a little bit. They need to get under turret. Mandu didn't quite get the positioning for that crescendo that he wanted.
SK Telecom is getting desperate, though.
Yeah, already just 12 minutes in. But yeah, what a big difference that double kill and that turret going down to the top lane made in this game already.
That was a lot of time that they just spent doing that. Now, Insect didn't get too much CS over that. They did a nice job of pushing top lane up to turret. But here we go, Lava comes in.
The fear got cleansed immediately, but they're going to keep chasing. There's the repel. Can Cacao get that cocoon? He gets the flash from Mandu. Oh, the cocoon just barely misses, and now Piglet and Mandu turning around. Nobody else there to support them. But oh, here comes the Crow Storm coming in with the fear on the Piglet, and they're going to obliterate Piglet. He goes down. Nice counter crescendo, but it's not enough. Mandu, will he survive? Two-shot barrage sets up the kill for Cacao. And KT already running away with this game.
And Faker gets tortured.
Gets hit with the explosive cast. He's going to get taken down as well. Nice shockwave just to finish it off. And Banky getting caught behind turret. This game has come completely off the hinges for SK Telecom already.
And they're going to take 2 turrets off of those kills that they got as well.
Yeah.
An absolutely devastating blow dealt by the KT Bullets to T1.
Only one word describes the game right now for SKT, and that word is disaster.
Oh boy, and I have to say, I'm a little bit nervous for SK because it is so hard to come back from this. Now, we did see a nice reversal of the game in Game 2 of their semifinal against MVP Ozone, but it wasn't this far down this fast, and they've already lost. They didn't take down Minturret. They didn't lose Minturret, but it's pretty darn damaged right now. Dragon will be back up quite soon as well.
One thing we haven't talked about yet is the kind of mental situation that these teams are in. And if we look at these two teams traditionally, SK Telecom has been the team that suffered a little bit more from nerves in the past. So losing this first game is very, very important for KT. If SK Telecom can come back and win it, they're going to have that huge morale boost. But if they lose, they may have a harder time recovering than KT will.
And here comes Bengi trying to make a play. He just gets feared.
Yeah.
And that'll be KT backing right out. Doesn't take any chances. Nab the dragon and leave. And this is something that we've seen KT Bullets over the course of the season really evolve into, Noah. Oh, and there's the explosive cast disrupting the mid lane, just clearing out the minions and preventing that push.
Yep. Two-shot barrage, just clearing out some minions for score. He's going to keep that lane, excuse me, as far away from his turret as he can. We'll see. I'm already coming down with pneumonia. It's okay. I'll get pneumonia from the sports.
That's right. You're an inspiration to us all, though.
Thanks. Triumph of the human spirit.
Okay,
all right,
well,
big wave in top lane right now.
Impact is going for a split-pushing Kennen build this time. Haunting guys first. Typically, if you're going to go for a team fight in Kennen, you pick up that Zhonya's Hourglass right off the bat in order to survive the initiation. But the Haunting Guys allows Kennen to do a little bit more damage and trade really nicely in a 1v1 situation. But here comes Piglet and Bengi up into the top lane. They're trying to make a play.
See if they can. Insect there. Impact coming in. Tries to get the stun on the Insect. Gets ready. There's the stun. He's getting chased. Trying to bait Insect to come deeper into lane. But so far, it hasn't been working out. Impact still has that slicing Maelstrom. He's waiting. Nobody else from KT up there. They're just going to dive this turret, I think. Piglet and Bengi getting ready. They've used a lot of time on this. It has to be successful. Here we go. Impact came in. There's the slicing Maelstrom. They should be able to get him. Cataclysm trying to chase, trying to keep Impact against the turret, but it didn't work long enough. Everybody gets out. They get the kill, but they made. Oh, what a shot! What a true shot barrage from Score.
Man. This is one of the best games I've ever seen Score play, Doa.
Yeah.
He's not his usual passive self this time. He's reacting beautifully to everything around the map. And not only that, he's controlling the minion wave so well in all of his lanes. There we go. Knock him off the turret. Fast pushes here.
Yep, just get him away, take down the turret. Mop in position to use those fears. That turret already so low. And KT, it really looks like they're about to go up. 3 turrets to 0, 7 kills to 2 at 16 minutes already. A dominating game 1 from KT.
Yeah, this is actually crazy, and
Not
this
what I
is
expected.
actually what we're seeing here is exactly why we don't see much Nunu anymore.
Yeah.
The all-in potential very low because we have these 2v1 situations a lot of the time, and you just can't compete with some of the more aggressive early game junglers in terms of ganking, in terms of that teamwork in lane if you want to go for those kills.
Dragon should be back soon. Maffa setting up that turret, or that ward rather. If Fiddlesticks could shoot out turrets.
He'd be Heimerdinger.
He'd be Heimerdinger. Oh, wow. That was perfect. Wow.
But yeah,
you are on fire tonight, man.
So, obviously, we're looking at something that's a pretty ugly game right now. Kakao is 2-0-3. He's already got his Locket of the Iron Solari, and you'll notice that he didn't even get a Spirit Stone item this game. This is insurance. If they get into a 5v5, they'll be able to survive the AoE.
Uh-oh, Kakao may be a little bit caught here in dissonance. There's a fear on the Bengi, though. He'll get away. So hard to lock down anybody when Fiddlesticks is around.
Yeah, having this Locket early is such a massive advantage in team fighting for the KT Bullets. And even though their comp may not be optimal for 5v5s, just this aura item is 100% tipping the scales in their favor right now.
Well, if you can get enough of the lead, any team comp is viable in 5v5, and that's just what SKT is showing us right now.
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
what KT is showing us, rather. And there we go, just clearing out those wards, the vision control. So important for Fiddlesticks. You always want to be able to come over the wall with that Crow Storm. He needs to help initiate a lot of these fights. We talked about that earlier. So vision control is paramount for KT to keep that lead.
And for them to keep fast pushing as well, because
Exactly.
frankly, it doesn't matter if Maffa uses Crow Storm as long as he pushes people off turrets, and he can die for it too at this point. It actually is irrelevant, because if they can continue just to control, and look at another True Shot Barrage used to prevent the pushing power from SK
Very nice.
Telecom. Doa, they were just completely, I think they mind gamed themselves really. We haven't seen that Nunu in some time, but it came back here tonight.
I think you're right. I think they kind of psyched themselves out a little bit in game number one. It's a best of 5. They've got plenty of time, but again, we talked about the morale impact in SK Telecom. Can they kind of soldier through a crushing loss like this in game number 1? Ryu hidden in the brush, not so hidden anymore.
And
the barrel will give him away.
You know, now that we have the Iceborne Gauntlet slowing everyone, SK Telecom had engaged problems before, and now there's almost no way they can engage a fight.
Exactly. It's too cold for Nunu even at this point. All right, well, we'll see. They still want to keep some pressure onto this bot lane turret for now. No need to split push. Maffa in position to come over the wall if he needs to. Can you tell I really want Maffa to come over the wall?
I can, but I mean, basically SK Telecom is paralyzed here. They can't stop the poke, they can't stop it, and they can't engage.
Oh, there's explosive cast. Big chunks taken out of a lot of the members on SKT. And oh, a huge cask again, man. Ryu just poking them down endlessly. And there goes the turret. Things just not getting any better right now for SK Telecom.
This game is over, Doa. I mean, the KT Bullets have absolutely manhandled SK Telecom.
They really have. They really have. That's not easy. All right, well, another dragon for KT rolls their bullets.
And this is, Doa, this is a great example of how these little things in lane in the current metagame can drastically affect the outcome of the game.
Yeah.
That lane rotation that they were forced to do due to the fast push combination of Ezreal and Fiddlesticks, and it could also happen with Caitlyn. These champions have the poke. There's no way to stop Ezreal from autoing your turret if you're feared under it in a 2v1 lane as the top laner and your jungler isn't there. So they forced them to rotate because we saw that first tower from SK Telecom getting so low. And so KT Rolster Bullets, they reacted instantly to that rotation to take a dragon. And once they got that, the turrets followed very soon after. And they basically, SK Telecom has just hemorrhaged objectives since that one little thing at the start of the game.
Yeah. Well, like you said, it's a great example. Something SK Telecom will hopefully learn from here as we go eventually into game number 2. For now, Ryu just going to saunter his way back into the mid lane, a lane he's dominated pretty much all game long. Big CS lead right on Faker, but I mean, what do? You have to, SKT has had to just scramble trying to save objectives that they haven't been able to save. We may see a Baron here soon, but KT doesn't even need it. at this point, Baron is just icing on the cake.
And you can really see, Doa, the difference between gold. If you look at Faker versus Ryu, Ryu already has his death cap completed in spite of only having a single assist. He does have that 30 CS, of course, but just the global gold difference is absolutely massive.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They're just going pure damage, too. The wind is coming up Monte Cristo. The winds of disaster for SK Telecom.
Well, they're really going to have to rethink their strategy heading into this second game. But the KT Bullets look very prepared for what SK Telecom had to offer, and they're playing the same style score.
Oh, Piglet way out in the open here.
Yeah, they're getting desperate again.
Yeah.
They had to flash onto that. That is how bad their engage is right now.
Yeah.
They keep getting poked down. They can't engage into the Iceborne Ezreal. Their engage is weak in the first place, and so now they're relying on a flash impale from their AD carry.
That's never a good sign.
Ooh, that is bad.
Yeah, well, Ryu, quote-unquote split pushing a little bit. And for that top lane now, I think they want to do this. They want to engage. There's a flash crescendo. It's a three-man crescendo. A really nice engage from Kennen, though. But do they have the damage? Moth a bit low. Trollstorms immediately. The shockwave with no impact at all. They traded 2 for 2, though. And actually, that was the best impact that SK Telecom could have hoped for.
But Doa, they can't save their turret. It's the thing. They're so low. It doesn't even matter. And that's the only form of engage they have is that flash crescendo. And KT Bullets made a little bit of a positional error right there, grouping up for that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we see 3 members of KT Bullets with nearly full health, and another tower falls.
Yeah, doesn't make a bit of difference. Ryu just chilling out by the turret. What in the world? Ryu doesn't care about his KDA. Oh, look at the explosive cast. He lives. He's like, I just want to have a barrel of fun. Hey, look, it's Broloff. Hot 6 Broloff in the audience. Rain doesn't scare him.
Yes,
Nothing smells better than a fake beard in the rain.
Nothing smells better than a wet Viking.
A wet Viking, that's true. Wet Vikings. I believe I saw that scent at Bed Bath & Beyond recently. Yeah, wet Viking.
It's going to be a new deodorant line soon from Doa and Monty's toiletry line.
It's right next to the other scent, burning diaper. Yeah. Well,
Doa, I don't really know what to say anymore about this. This is KT Bullets methodically pushing out this game.
The best way to describe this game right now is, you know that scene from the first Matrix movie where they're about to unplug that girl? And she looks at Neo and she says, or maybe Trinity, and she says, not like this, and then she just like falls over dead. That's what it's like for SK Telecom at the moment. They're just looking at their monitors and they're like, not like this, not game number 1.
And Score's standing there about to unplug them.
That's right. That's right. So Score is that Weasley guy from the Matrix.
I guess so.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, not very immortal, though. He gets fried in the very next, 30 seconds of the film.
Well, we're not done with this movie yet. Doa Faker gets wrapped up.
Oh, he does get wrapped up. And there they go. Cataclysm onto everybody under turret. They're going to get annihilated. Nice impact also. Piglet coming in from behind, trying to wipe things up. It doesn't matter, though. It's 2 for 3 already. Double kill for Piglet, doing everything he can. And they manage to stall it out yet again. The turret may not survive, but, man, Piglet not going down without a fight.
And I love the way the KT Bullets are playing this out. These turret dives are absolutely fine. They don't want to give SK Telecom any chance with this blood-boiled Vayne to get back into this game. They'll trade kills all day as long as they can continue to push further and further into SK Telecom's base. And now all the outer turrets are down. Baron is a massive threat. Even though the KT Bullets don't have the quickest Baron composition right here, they are a little bit lacking in the damage department, but considering that they have so many items due to their lead, they'll probably do just fine.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. We'll see. It's an 11K gold lead right now anyway. Sport is taking even more stuff, trying to get away. Oh, they tried to chase him down at the blue buff Golem pit, but didn't end up working out. I always wondered what the blue buff guy is cooking in that kettle, in this little, his little home, his little forest home.
Maybe he's making dinner for the lizards.
Maybe. That's true. I mean, because he's made of rock, he probably doesn't eat.
But he's a good host.
He has to feed his lizards. It's his pet lizards. He's making some, well, I guess because we're in Korea, maybe it's like kimchi jjigae.
There you go.
Which is delicious, by the way.
It's a kimchi stew.
I hope the blue buff invites me over for dinner, man. I'd love to have some jjigae with the blue golem.
Oh, the dangers of warding.
Oh, yeah, Mandu taking some damage. He's going to flash crescendo, fly in. Going to eventually go down. There we go. Celebratory cataclysm. Just for fun. The slam dunk onto Pumandu. And meanwhile, Kakao just kills Dragon.
Yeah,
More
soloing.
global gold, the merrier.
Exactly. And with that, we have a 12K gold lead here in 26 minutes.
Yeah, it's not looking pretty right now. True Shot Barrage cuts through the SK Telecom line. And there's Baron now. KT rolls for B's going for it.
Well, again, that was the only form of initiation that they had. So
might as
you know,
well,
Kennen,
right?
Kennen is a secondary form of initiation.
Oh, they
You
backed
usually
off.
use them as a follow-up, and yeah, they are backing off.
Yeah,
They're
okay.
still a little bit scared of that AoE. And
Yeah.
I'm not sure about this choice, Noah, but I think it's at this point it's just better to be safe than sorry for the KT Bullets. They should have known that Impact's flash was down, so the engage potential of T1 was actually pretty much zero. So they probably could have probably could have gotten that Baron, but they may not have had the exact time where Impact's flash was close enough to coming out.
Well, you know, I mean, some people up there might be thinking too, you know, well, what about Kennen? Isn't he a good engage tool? And he's, you know, what we've seen is he's more of a secondary.
Yes.
He's usually a little bit too soft to be the main guy going in, especially without Zonias.
Yeah, and it's also just hard to close a gap on him, especially when you have Fiddlesticks fearing him as he lightning rushes in.
Exactly.
So, or you could get hit by Cocoon or whatever.
Oh, speaking of getting hit by things, Mandu getting hit by quite a bit to score there.
Dodges the True Shot Barrage, though.
Yep. They're going to take Baron, though. KT knows they've done a lot of damage to the support. Crescendo not up yet. They may try it. They're desperate. They have to do something. Baron at about a third health. This is a nail in the coffin for SKT if this Baron goes down for KT rolls for bullets.
Yes.
They get it. That is it.
They wrap it up, and now the infinite poke from the KT Bullets with the sustain that they get from
Giant cacao heads.
I love cacao, giant cacao heads.
That's right. It's like Attack on Titan, only you see Cacao's head coming over the wall.
That would be terrifying.
It would be.
Except you never see Cacao coming as a jungler. He just sneaks in behind you.
He's the Titan that comes through the wall. That's right. The theme song would be just as good though. Well, the final, one of the first base turrets looking to get taken down by KT right now.
Yeah, the Superior Poke with they already had Superior Poke with their items, with their champions, but now they have this sustain coming in off of the Baron buff, and they're just going to be absolutely impossible to remove. SK Telecom going to be forced.
Oh, there we go, Cataclysm onto two members, and there we go, Impact getting in with a good slicing Maelstrom, but Mafra coming over the wall. They do take out Score, though. A lot of bodies straight on both sides, 2 for 3 right now, but in the end, KT pushing back everybody. Piglet, though, getting a couple kills again, but it ends up being 3 for 4, and that's not going to save the turret. It's not going to save the inhibitor. A double kill again for Piglet, but it doesn't make a bit of difference, guys. There goes the inhibitor. That is it. Piglet actually looking like he's just going to go split push.
Well, he's got to do
I don't
something.
know. Yeah, he's got to do something.
He needs to go clear the lane and get red buff in order to buy his team just a little more time here for that inhibitor to get back up. So Score did get a little bit trapped there by Kennen. We did see Impact go all in on that one.
Yeah, I mean, he's had some really good arrangements. Check it out. Watch how far Impact gets in after this crescendo.
Yeah, very nice crescendo to a chain CC right there. What they tried to do was they tried to kill Mandu before he could get that crescendo off, but they botched the assassination just a little bit. He lived long enough to get a big ultimate, and then the follow-up, there's that secondary engage that we talked about from Kennen coming into play.
Piglet thinking about jumping onto Ryu, Scores right there, though he stays hidden for now.
Yeah, Piglet.
Man. He's
so
on the hunt.
It's the picks that are starting. Ryu.
That's right.
Oh, he nearly face-checked that brush. KT Bullets needs to get vision control again, and they start to drop these pink wards, but they have to be careful.
Coming in now, and the QE combo over the wall. There's a Cataclysm onto Bengi. Goodbye, Nunu. I guess Yetis don't exist again. They did for a little while, but not anymore.
Oh boy. Well, you have to head it to the KT Bullets. They've been very smart about how they deal with closing out this game, and this is something that KT Bullets have really grown over the season. They used to get a little wild and not know how to close out games very well.
Yeah, good point. anymore.
Yeah, it may look a little bit sloppy, but this is the way they're using their composition is actually quite perfect. Just those trades,
Yeah.
absolutely three-man shockwave, and nothing you can do.
Oh, welcome to the stomach of Gragas, Faker.
That's not a pleasant place to be.
It's not as soft as it looks, I'll tell you that.
He's actually got rock hard abs.
I guess so, it does. They're just well protected. All right, well, Crescendo does his score Maffa, and here comes Impact from the top, but again, just no follow-up beyond that. He's gonna zone Yas. Thank with absolute zero, slowing down a few members, but the poke again from KT a little bit too strong. Piglet getting nearly trapped, lucky that Mystic shot didn't hit him there. Dodging a lot of Mystic shots. Any one of those could slow him down enough to kill him. Ooh, Piglet. Fire.
And look at how methodical the KT Bullets are.
Yeah.
They know the timers are coming up. Why risk it? Take that one tower. They got the other inhib in bot lane. And just come back, take the last inhibitor, and close the game.
When they beat Blaze, I really thought to myself, now this is a championship team. The KTB we'd seen before, you know, they look good, but to be able to come back in that series and have those rough games, especially that heartbreaking game 3 that they had, and then to come back and clean it up after that. I feel like that's an important quality to have.
Absolutely, and I think that was really the last time that we saw these sloppy KT Bullets.
Yeah.
Because they dominated Frost 3-0. The CJ Destroyers this season, having to go through both teams, and the KT Bullets have had the toughest road to the finals out of any team.
Absolutely, man. They had to go through both CJ teams. Seriously. Saints up. There we go. Another dragon. Another pot of gold for KT.
And that's what they do. They dot their I's, they cross their T's, they take every single penny on the map for themselves.
Yep, that's right. They're like the Scrooge McDuck of League of Legends.
So we'll see what they do here. Will they actually push in? Or are they going to wait for that Baron? But they have the poke. They should just see if they can make a play right here. See if they can get SK Telecom chunked, damaged enough.
Yeah. We'll see. Insect a little bit slowed by that snowball.
Now Mondu's flash is back up against him.
And there it is, the flash crescendo. They do get Ryu, but here we go. Now, Insect coming in to try to engage Impact from the top with that slicing maelstrom. A huge 3-man shockwave. Piglet on the outside, doing a lot of damage. And oh my gosh, has SK held? No, despite another double kill from Piglet, it's just not quite enough. A triple kill for Score. A quadra kill for Score, and that is it. Game over. Game number 1 goes to KT Bullets. SK Telecom showing flashes of brilliance, but overall, a dominating win for the KT Bullets. GG!
But even though it was a dominating win for the KT Bullets, you could see the potential in SK Telecom's competition, and they played their defense as well as they could with